I'm gonna need some water for this shit. Cause I vowed myself I would never talk about this. But my wife told me I should. Well, she actually told somebody else that they should talk about their experience. And it's damn near like the same experience that I had. So she told me I should talk about it, but I vowed myself I would never talk about it after like 2 years after. So I'm gonna need some water. This shit might get a little emotional. And if I cry, just cry with me. I don't know. Welcome back to the channel. As y'all know, if y'all don't know, I am Dajour Espree. Go by JOAT. That's the clothing brand. Jack of all trades. JOAT Clthn. If you didn't know, y'all can like and subscribe right now, or y'all can do it after the video. So this video, I'm gonna pretty much be explaining my experience and my journey of how I got here, where I'm going, where I'm trying to take it, why I'm doing this shit, and that's really it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But my journey, it was not like a a great journey, I guess. It's pretty much gonna be like a mental health talk because I went through a lot of shit, like for real. Before I met well, not before I met my wife, before we actually like got together or whatever. I had went through a lot of shit, and she a social worker, so she kind of helped me through the stuff that I was going through. So let's talk about it. All this happened probably like maybe 6 years ago, and I was dating this female or whatever, and I don't even know how to explain it, but I was dating her, and I had got like extremely obese, bro. Like I ain't never seen myself get this fat. I ain't never even hit the 200s in my life until I had got with her, and like I hit the 200s, bro. Like I was like 240, and I'm only like 5'10", 5'11", so that looked kind of weird. Like I was looking weird, bro, and so like I wasn't feeling myself. Like I just wasn't happy with myself or whatever. And prior to that, like we had some family issues going on. Like it was a lot like going on with the family. It was like killings inside the family, like literally. And I'm talking about like my first cousin, like literally my first cousin, bro. And they came. He had came to the crib or whatever. This was a year before I got with her. So he had came to the crib and he had just like did a murder on two people, like a double homicide, bro. So he had came to the crib and he was trying to like get us. Like he had 3 more bullets and it was me, my mama, and my dad up in the house. I'm pretty sure he wasn't gonna kill us, but it was just like, bro, like what's your motive? You know what I'm saying? You coming to the crib, we here, you got 3 more bullets. Like what you trying to do, fam? And like I ain't no scary dude or whatever, so I was just like, hey pops, give me the gun. I off this nigga right now. Like that was my whole thought, but you know it didn't happen. So I'm glad it didn't because, well, I really just wouldn't care. But like you know, sometimes that would sit on your mind and you'll be like, hey, bro, I caught a body. I don't think you should be bragging about it, but like that's gonna be on your mind. Like I got a body, and so like yeah, a couple years passed. Me and the girl got together, so that shit kind of still weighed heavy on the family because it happened like it actually happened on Christmas Eve. So that weighed heavy on the family, and like we just stopped damn near celebrating Christmas. Like we wouldn't even put up a Christmas tree, bro. And so like niggas was down. You feel me? Like niggas was down. And so I met her, and I thought it was like I kind of used it as my escape from my reality. I wasn't really like going into a relationship like, oh, okay, I kind of like this girl. I was going into it like, oh shit, she damn near like my rebound of life. You feel me? And so like, I kind of used that as a crutch. And so like, she started cheating on the nigga with another dude, and I was like, hey, bro, I'ma just move around. You feel me? And so I broke up with her, and but at the end of the day, it was just like I ain't never really like experienced love and like somebody like really caring for me. And I felt like she really cared for me. And so like that kind of like hurt my heart like a lot. And so everything that was going on like at that time, and those a matter of years. Like everybody was like separating, so I was damn near like a detached kid. Like I didn't know how to like love. I didn't know how to care. I was like nonchalant about all that shit. So like when you would tell me I love you, I'd be like, yeah, okay. Like that's just with me, and like that's just how I don't know. It's kind of weird like talking about it now, but I was just the type of person like nonchalant about everything. And so I didn't know how to care. I didn't know how to love. Like I wasn't like a family oriented person. Like when my family would come over, I just go up in my room. I was so like depressed, I guess. Like now I can see I was really like depressed because I wasn't trying to be around nobody. It was weird. So but I wasn't like a standoffish guy. Like if you would come up to me, I'd talk to you. I was funny guy. I was funny kid. Like like I shoot the shit with you. But when it was time to go, I was gone. Like mentally. I was gone physically. I was gone. Like I ain't want to be around all that shit because that just wasn't me. And so like my scapegoat was like weed and shit. Like I was heavy on that shit like back then. I don't do none of that now. Like I was drinking and smoking. I was doing all that just trying to get away from escape from reality because my reality was like everything that I thought it should not be. So fast forward, like I said, I broke up with her, but it was like I felt like she was the only person that actually cared about the shit that I would say. And so when I did, it wasn't the fact that I broke up with her, but it was the fact that she was like cheating on me, and I was like, damn, bro. Like I thought you really cared for a nigga, and at the end of the day, she kept on saying like she did, and I was just like, man, like nobody really cared for a nigga. Like why am I even here? So I called my mama, and I was like, mama, I don't even know why I'm here. I don't know why you had me. I don't know why y'all had me. And growing up, I'm gonna get back to it. But growing up, like I had a two-parent household. Like my dad was there, my mom was there. I had a older sister. I got an older sister or whatever, and my parents still together to this day. But yeah, like I called my mom because I was closest to my mom, like at that age. So I called my mom and I was just like, I don't know why you and dad had me. Like, what was y'all purpose? Like, y'all could have just got rid of me then. You feel me? And that's just how I felt. And then she was like, what you mean? And I was like, I don't even know my purpose. Like, what is my purpose? And then she was like, everybody has a purpose. And remind you, I'm like 22, 23. So she was like, everybody has a purpose. I don't know why you feeling that way. And I had told her, like, don't nobody really care about me. Like, if I was to be gone right now, don't nobody even give a fuck. She was like, I don't know why you should feel like, why you feeling like this. She started crying on the phone. So I just sat on the phone. Like, I'm just sitting there. And my sister is at home. So, my dad had a gun. It was the same gun that I was trying to get with my cousin. So yeah, whatever. And my dad had a gun. My sister was at home. She was on the phone though. So I had got the gun, bro. Like the way I'm feeling, I'm just like, all right, fuck it. I don't want to be here. Like I really had no cares, no in the world. I just didn't care, bro. Like that was the least of my worries. So I just didn't care. And I got the gun. I picked that mug up. I put it to my head, bro. Fully loaded gun. Fully loaded gun. I specify fully loaded gun. It was a revolver. 8 shots. Fully loaded, bro. Put that mug to my head and I pulled the trigger. Nothing. And then my sister came running in there. She was like, bro, what you doing? Like going off, and she was on the phone with my other sister. And well, it's not my real sister, but you know how black people do. Whatever. And she was on the phone and they was like, man, what you doing? Like they was cussing me out and everything. But that wasn't helping. Like, bro, you just gonna curse me out. Like, I'm already feeling bad. Like, don't make me feel no worse. So, whatever. Like I told you, my wife right now, she is a social worker. So, I don't know how we got in touch. How this shit even, I don't know, bro. Like, I guess God just worked in mysterious ways or whatever. And, she ended up texting my phone. Like, probably like 10 minutes later and was like, is everything okay? And I'm like, the hell? Like, no, not, everything is not okay. Like, I'm down bad. I'm trying to go. Like, and then she was like, where you trying to go? Nigga, I'm trying to go to the upper room at this point. I ain't trying to be here. Like, this is not me. I don't even want to be here. And Yeah, so she told me like, well, she told my mom like, and she didn't know my mom like at this time. I knew her parents because I would go to her house. Like we knew each other since we were 16. So I knew her parents, but she ain't know mine because I just didn't bring females around my family like that. That just was me. But anyway, like she told my mom like, you need to take him here. So yeah, they took me there. I ended up in a mental hospital for like 3 days. I think it was like 3 days, something like that. But they ended up giving me like depression medicine, whoop de whoop, all this other stuff. But yeah, so that led me to getting into photography, like, cause I was trying to find another escape. So I got into photography. I ended up loving it, and I started doing it as like a full-time job because I didn't have a job at that time. Cause I don't know, bro. I don't know what I was on. Like my mind was in a different place. Like just thinking about it now. So I ended up doing photography. It was going pretty good. Like I was really good at it. And I was making short films and everything. I ended up making a short film about the situation, but nobody knew about it because it was like I was killing myself, but myself was playing another person. So it was like a double entendre or some shit. I don't know. Like, but I ended up killing myself, and my other self lived and was living better without that other person, if that makes sense. But I actually feel like that actually happened. So when I pulled the trigger, I felt like a part of me died that needed to be gone. You feel me? So I don't regret it at all. Like if I can go back and like change anything, I probably wouldn't change nothing about it. Like nothing, because I feel like a part of me has to die and a part of me gets to live, and that good part that actually live is the part that's ambitious, because I wasn't like an ambitious person. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I never knew what it was because I didn't have that in like the family, like overall. So I never seen it, but I always wanted to be that, and I always was like artistic and creative and stuff like that. I went to school for like art and graphic design, and so that's pretty much my background. And so yeah, so I got into photography. I ended up hating it after I started loving it, and it was like 5 years later. And that was after all the photo shoots, videos. I mean, I did everything, bro. Like I'm talking about um, short films, all that. But I still like the short film concept, but it's just like I don't know, bro. But it was just like my scapegoat, and now like I started finding myself doing it just for the money instead of like the purpose of me actually loving the actual creativity behind the art. You feel me? So in the midst of doing the photography, I had another brand called Pusher, and it was pretty much the same concept as JOAT Clothing, but I got no sales on that hoe. It was pretty cool, but I got no sales on that hoe, and I was actually like taking my time to come up with the shit, but I still got no sales on that hoe. But I ain't really promoted like that, and I was around like high schoolers when I was 23 because I was with that girl that I was talking about, and so I didn't really promote it. I didn't know how to promote it. I wasn't on social media because I don't know, and yeah, so I ended up stopping that brand, and I was still doing photography, and so I started getting into fitness like a lot, like heavy. I'm talking about every day. I was in the gym. I was jump roping, but I wasn't doing like specific days to motivate it to I mean, I wasn't doing specific days around like the group, your leg, I mean not your leg group, like damn, what am I trying to say? This prep brain is killing my ass. I wasn't doing like specific days around like each body part. So I would just go up in there, like any newbie in the gym, I'll just go up in there and hit arms and fucking abs and do a little cardio and shit. And so like I stopped doing that and I started getting on like a program. And this was like a year ago. Like when I found out, not a year ago, it's probably like two now. But when I found out my wife was pregnant, it was she was my girlfriend at the time. When I found out she was pregnant, I was like, bro, like I can't bring no child up in here and I'm just hella out of shape and fat and shit. I can't do that, bro. Like they gotta look up to me in some kind of way. So I started like getting on. on fitness like heavy. I ended up buying Ace Hood workout plan, and I did that for like maybe 6 months, and I had bulked up a little bit. Even though I was fat, I had bulked up a little bit because I had no kind of muscle. So I bulked up, and then like I started learning my way of fitness. Like I learned what to eat. I started counting macros, tracking macros, all that shit. I don't know how I learned. No, I know how I learned it. I was on YouTube one day, and this dude called Super Saiyan Fitness or something like that. He was like training people, and he was teaching them how to count macros. So I had learned from that, like just looking at it, and I was like, oh, that's how you do it. So I started doing it, and it started working. Like 3 months later, I'm talking about I'm extremely built, like 6 pack abs, but I ain't had no muscle in my arms or nothing. It was just 6 pack abs, and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, this bro didn't transform." Whoop de whoop. And it was I told my wife I was gonna get a 6 pack by my birthday, which I did, and and that was like the start of the brand, because I was like the energy you put out is what you get back, and the energy that I wanted to put out in the gym is literally what I got back, because everything that I said I was gonna do in the gym, it happened. It came back in 180. You feel me? So I was like, I need to start a brand like around that concept. So we started a brand called JOAT, and the reason why I called it JOAT, like I sat on the brand topic for maybe 2 months because I couldn't think of a name. Like it was gonna be called 713 Chess Houston, shit like that. But I was like, everything that I do, it has to stand for this brand. So I did everything under the sun. Like I did tattoos, I did photography, I did painting, I did graphic designing, everything. So I was like, everybody would call me jack of all trades. So I was like, dang, goat, joke, jack of all trades. So it was a play on words. So I used that. So JOAT Clthn was born, and literally born like damn near after my son. So they the same age. So now we got 2 children, and that's how the brand was born. And after that, like everything just started evolving. So like now, I was a year into fitness, and now I'm like 2. And when I got abs, I was like, I want to step on stage, and my mental just still wasn't ready. Like I was still like going through all that trauma or whatever, and so we ended up getting married, and I started bulking up again. And this bulk actually went like extremely well, and I was still doing like the brand. Everything was going well. Everything was going great. I mean, you got your ups and downs. Like shit ain't always perfect. Don't ever think shit is always perfect. Like it's never gonna be always perfect. With a marriage, with brands, with anything, nothing is always gonna be perfect. Like don't ever look for, um, I guess perfection. Like don't look for that shit. If they always perfect, like move around, bro. Like, but yeah, we had our ups and downs with the brand. We had our ups and downs with each other. Like, yeah. So the brand continued. I started bulking up, and I was like, you know what? It's time for me to hop on stage. So now we're here. Like, we're 5 weeks out. I ended up getting a coach. Ended up finding a great coach. Like, it was crazy because I wanted to get on Summer Shredding, which is Christian Guzman bodybuilding show. But when I called him, I told him I wanted to do it. He was like, man, I don't really insist you doing that. I mean, you can if you know, because I do want to be a content creator. I want to be an influencer, and I want to bring the brand awareness, like, to the brand, like, because the brand is all about motivating people to be their higher self. That's why I do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody to ever go down that rabbit hole that I went down. Like, because that shit was not a good experience. Even though I needed that experience to get to where I am now, like I don't want nobody to actually go through that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the brand is about, to get you through all your hard times and know that you're gonna get through it, like no matter what's going on. You feel me? And so that's why I want to step on stage, to like bring awareness to the brand and become the influencer that I know I can become. So that's why I wanted to do summer trading. But he was like, if you actually want a future in bodybuilding, you're not gonna get nowhere doing summer trading. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like, I want a future in bodybuilding. Like, I still want bodybuilding to be a part of me and the brand. You feel me? And so he was like, yeah, so do this show. It's a week before summer shredding, and he put me on it. So here we are today, 5 weeks out, and yeah, that's my story. It's a long story. I mean, I simplified it in a way that it won't be too emotional and too sad because I can get into depth. But yeah, that's the story, and that's the journey. That's how we're here today. That's why we motivate. That's why we have the brand, and that's why we do what we do. Because, like, I don't want nobody to ever, like, when I was going through this, like when I was going through that purpose in life, and I mean when I was going through that point in my life, like I didn't have nobody to be like, oh, this is what you do, or I didn't have nobody to talk to, and so and it wasn't like outlets like it was YouTube out there, but it was YouTube was only like Crank That Soldier Boy and shit like that. Like it wasn't like you can go see fucking motivational speeches like crazy now. But that's why I do it because when I was in that point in my life, like I had nobody. Like nobody knew what I was going through. They knew what I was going through, but they didn't know how I was feeling because I ain't never pushed my feelings out there. So that's why I do it so people can talk to me and I can help them. Like I went through that so I can guide people to go through the same situation that I was going through. Like so they won't go through that same thing if that makes sense. Like so they won't have to put a gun to their head or they won't have to uh fucking take opioids or something. Like I don't know, like that's why I went through that. So I can tell people like what to do at this age, how to do this at this age, how to find your purpose, how to stay motivated, how to stay dedicated, and yeah, so this is why I do this, like for real, because and it means a lot to me because I know I can help somebody like get to where they trying to get to, like, and I know I can help somebody get through their depression and get through their anxiety and stuff like that. That's why this brand means so much to me, and that's why I want to get out like this brand out to the world and people just be motivated by the things that I'm doing because when I make it everybody gonna make it, and when I make it they know they can make it, and if I do something they know they can do it because I was just somebody that I mean just walked around the street, like just walk up and down the street. I probably was like a junkie to other people, but everybody was always motivated by me because I was doing bigger shit than what they was doing because I was always creative and I was always thinking ahead, and you know what I'm saying. So like that's why I do this, like for real. So yeah, that's my story, and if y'all enjoyed it, I hope y'all did enjoy it. If y'all did, like, subscribe, share, do everything to boost the algorithm, and just know that more videos will be coming. Um, we are 5 weeks out right now. I'm pretty cold. I'm pretty hungry. I'm pretty fucking aggravated. I'm not as tired as I should be, or I'm not as tired as I thought I was gonna be, and I'm mentally prepared. Like my mental is okay. Like I mean, sometimes I do go down the rabbit hole and be like, man, why am I still doing this? But I know I got a bigger reason. Like this is my reason. You know what I'm saying? So this is my purpose, and this is what I do it for. But yeah, if y'all like this video, I hope y'all do. If y'all like it, subscribe, share, like all that shit, man. Run these likes up. Get us to I want to hit like 20K by the end of this year. I want to be leaving. I want to be walking on my job by January, like for real, because I work too hard for that shit, and I feel like if I can work. Look, if you don't get nothing else from this video, if you working hard for somebody and you making pennies on the dollar to what they making, you can work hard for yourself. You can put that same hard work into everything that you got going on for you. Like, okay, you can bust your ass, but do the bare fucking minimum. Go in that job and do what the hell they pay you for, alright? Don't go in that job and do everybody else's job because they not doing it. Don't pick up the slack that somebody else left behind because they know you gonna do it. Hell nah, do your job. If you get paid $18 to fucking sweep the floor, just sweep the floor. Don't mop that motherfucker because somebody else didn't do it. Just sweep it, all right? Because once you get home, you're gonna be wore out and you don't know what to do, and you still got a business that you gotta put work behind, and you don't want to do it because you tired because you doing everybody else's job. Don't do that shit, all right? If you working hard for somebody else, you can work hard for yourself. And the harder you work for yourself, the more money you make. And the harder you work for somebody else, you still make that same check every fucking week. All right? That's all I gotta say. Peace out.